She wore the apple bottom jeans with the fur. Ah, I miss having music on the channel. You know, it's going on 2 years making videos, and let me tell you something. It's been a journey, man. It's been a journey. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's two types of videos you watch on YouTube. You got the real commercial ones, people who are successful, right? They start to go real commercial and fancy, and they look very professional. And then you got the hardcore guys who stick to um, their original format. Shit. And all right, we're starting off with a copper at least. That's cool. And I'm kind of like in between. Most people who stick to the original format, those are the people you see with after they get about man, maybe they get 500 or uh, you know 500 to 1,000 subscribers a year. They've been around for 10 years. They got 4 or 5,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? Hardcore. My channel moves a little faster than that. 2 copies in a row. And I also put out probably a lot more material than the average person. So that I'm pretty sure the L on rim, for sure, L on rim. And interesting coin. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Where, my channel grows a lot faster than the average channel, 100 subscribers a year or a month. And I've seen a lot of changes. One of the examples of those changes is music, right? I can't put um I've seen a lot of change in YouTube over the course of the past couple years. They're getting much more technical, adding a lot more features to get money, um, asking people to, pay fees to get clicks. I never did none of that, man. I'm proud to say I never did that. Advertising, which I do advertising. If you don't do advertising, you don't get. Then you're not monetized. Basically, if you don't do advertising, you're not monetizing. Um, they go hand in hand. It used to be you had to click the advertising if you're monetized, just to show you another change, and then they just made it that if you're, you could opt out. Yes, you could opt out of the advertising. But again, then that's there's basically no reason to be monetized. So they automated a lot of the features like that, like advertising, like mid roll. You used to have to put the mid roll in, and then used to have to put the mid roll in. Then they made that automatic. So I have to say I like all that stuff, man. Man, videos used to take me a lot longer to do before, man. I mean, so same amount of time, right? Like whatever real time there is in the video there is, but the editing and the adding mid, oh man, that was murder. That was murder, man. I did not like all that. And they made it that you can advertise, not advertise. Oh, they changed so that your videos show the um what's that called? Not with the not subtitles, but they actually speak in the language of the other country. And with that, you can't add music. Oh, I don't know how to do it. Every time I try to add it, it said your language, your video shows in another language. You cannot add you cannot add music to your video since it's, but that again, that's you have to click that. You have to click that. And I don't know, I used to think that was cool. A lot of people didn't like the music, but you can't make everybody happy, man. It's a 50-50 split, you know, which is great. If you can get 50% of people to like you, that's awesome. But I was just pondering on that before I started the penny roll hunt, and I'm always just talking about, not really. I'm not always just talking about pennies, but I tend to focus on the pennies, and I like to mix things up a little bit. So I thought today I would just do commentary. Just a little secret for those of you who are still here. At the end, I'll go over my significant findings. So I will cut back to the pennies at the end of the roll. What else? What else about the channel and YouTube and things that have changed? For the most part, I have to say, um, the experience has been positive for me here on YouTube. It gives me it actually structures my day. I was a working stiff my whole life, right? I'm in my 50s now, and I'm a social worker. I graduated from my master's program at 30. It was 2000. It was 2022. Excuse me, 2002. It was a year after 9/11. So 2002. Yeah, no, I was 30 years old, man. Not quite 31 yet, man. I was 30 years old. 30 years old, man. I was a baby, man. I was a baby. Still partying. I did it all. Anyway, so but I worked as a social worker right away, and I did right up until I started working at home, which was a few years ago, and I started the channel a couple years ago. And it took, after I got my first video with a couple thousand views, it took a few months for me to get monetized. So the whole process started in the winter of probably around January of 2023. 20 Was it 2024? Could have been 2024. No, 2024 was a year. Could have been the end of, it was the end of 2023. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. It was the end of 2023. And it was a really, really big deal to me when I first started doing the videos. Really, really big. I'm not saying I'm not excited about it anymore, because I kind of am still. And I'm definitely looking forward to them stop making. It's funny. I'm actually looking forward now. I was kind of, I don't want to say terrified, but I was kind of anxious about them stopping making pennies, because that's what the whole channel is about. And that's what it's going to continue to be about for the foreseeable future. I'm talking about the next 10 years. I'll be in my 60s, man. I'll be ready for Social Security. Um, that's how far out I'm thinking, I'm saying. So, so anyway, I hope the music comes back. Hope they figure out a way that we can play music still. That doesn't make any sense. You can't play music because it's in a foreign language. You know, if they don't want to listen to it, they don't listen to it, you know? And I definitely learned a lot throughout this process about coins. The coins, the pennies that I put to the side now compared, I went through some of my older pennies before, that I had put away from last year. And, you know, I took them out the box. I put them in a different box, you know, because I was like, I put them in as valuable pennies, and they obviously were not. But I didn't know that at the time, you know. I thought mechanical doubling was or double dies. I didn't know the difference between them. I thought slight misaligned dies were valuable. All kinds of stuff. Anyway, all right. So we went through 13. So of course, I picked the video to talk that had a tremendous amount of copper, which some of you out there probably was saying, "What's this guy doing? He's over here talking." Meanwhile, he's got like this tremendous copper penny roll. Look at these beautiful, beautiful pennies we got. And well, this was the video I picked. What can I say? I had that. I was listening to music this morning. I still like listening to music in the morning, like I was when I was a teenager. And and we got some 2017s. We got an 82. We got a couple. We got one floating roof. And this is how many. We didn't have that much zinc. Solar zinc we got. So we had over half the roll was copper pennies. All right. This was episode. For those of you who are still here, thank you very much. If you enjoyed the video, please click like, subscribe. I do talk throughout all my videos, but I usually don't do this much commentary. So watch my other videos if if you want to see what I'm talking about. Otherwise, this is episode 579. I will see you in episode 580.